Up, YouTube? Thrift School over here, coming at you with a live Q&A. Now, it is a little late during this live feed, so if you're watching this afterwards, you can still leave your comments down below. I will get to them. Leave your questions down below. I will get to them, but I just want to touch on so many different topics, whether it be eBay, Amazon, thrifting, any questions you have. So I just want to pop right into it. I was just hanging out at home and figured, hey, why not? It's 12:30 in the morning. So yeah, let's just start doing a Q&A. So definitely guys, for the live video, I know you can see the replay viewers, the people watching afterwards can see the live comments going on the side of the screen, which is awesome. Those people, leave your comments right now, leave your questions, and I will answer them. And I just want to go through a bunch of things. So we're going to start right away, under a minute here. I know I sometimes I get people asking me in the comments, what is up with all this stuff, all this crap behind you? You should be listing everything. Why? You complain about death piles, you complain about all this stuff. So why do you have all this stuff behind you? What is the purpose of it? Why is it sitting here? Please explain. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna explain, right? So this pile of clothes right here, it steadily has been growing. You might be seeing it in some of my YouTube videos. You might be like, okay, what is this pile of clothing doing? Well, that's stuff that has stains. The shirt is super wrinkled and needs to be ironed out or steam cleaned out and just stuff like that. So I've just been piling them up there. Yeah, it's not the best place to put them, but that's kind of where I just stick my stuff. Now, a lot of people that sell on eBay, a lot of people that sell on Amazon, they're not going to be the most organized, and I'm definitely not the most organized, not even close. So that's just where I put that stuff. I should have a bin for that stuff so I can actually sort it out, but I just kind of toss it right there. And this bin underneath that looks like it has a bunch of stuff in it. Yeah, that stuff, DVDs and VHS tapes, just random stuff that needs to be tested and listed. I've had it forever. It's not stuff worth a lot of money, but I've got it in bulk buys and things like this. I just kind of toss everything into that bin, and when I come around to it, then I'll test it, and when I'm not working on other things that are more important at the moment. So those things have been sitting there for a while. This little pile has been growing, and this bin has been like that for months because I just haven't gotten to it. I have so many other things to get to, as we will go through right now. These things up here, I've had a few comments about these. These are VCRs, DVD VCR combos, things like that. Just a bunch of big electronics, and they look like they're the same ones that have been sitting up there, but I actually rotate them. These are ones that are being tinted and just need to be listed, right? So take them out from my storage. I stick them, well, I test them, I stick them up there, I put a little post-it note on them. They're not really post-it notes, they're just kind of like this clear tape. Stick it on top of them, and I say tested works, or needs remote, or this doesn't work, yada, yada, yada. And I stick them all up there because they're kind of out of the way, they're just up there, and they rotate. So that's what's going on with that stuff up there. There's also tape and just a hat that I threw up there. I don't know. But there's tape that I use and all that good stuff. Um, so let's keep going. All this stuff back here, this stuff is actually all listed on this back shelf back here. We have some CDs, the merchant fulfilled CDs. These are things that have really high ranks on Amazon, and I don't want to take in those Amazon fees. So what I do is I stick them all there. They probably have a rank of 300,000 and up. Maybe they had, a million rank, but at the time I bought them, they had a 300,000 rank. I thought, it'll possibly sell, but the rank kept going up and up and up. Maybe the people started lowering their price lower and lower, so I had everything shipped back to me, and I just ship them out when they sell. They don't sell very often. I will chalk all those up as very bad buys. You might see these are all blue right here. All those are the exact same CD I bought at a thrift store. Guys, they're all ranked around 200,000, and trust me when I tell you, I have so many of these, and I always try to make sure I'm priced the lowest, and they take forever to sell. So a CD ranked at 250,000, 200,000 will still take a long time to sell. So that is my proof right there. I bought about 20 something of them. I've sold maybe 5. So, and I've had them for well over a year. So there's that tip right there. We have a question coming in from Connor saying, what's the ranking mean on Amazon? So exactly what I'm talking about right here is the ranking, meaning a number from 1 to basically infinity. I mean, Amazon has all these different categories, right? So there's a video game category there. So, let's say you're selling Mario Kart. Mario Kart would probably be around, I don't know, 400. This is Mario Kart for the Wii, maybe 700. Now that means it's the 400 or 700th best selling video game on Amazon. Now, that doesn't sound great, but it actually is very, very, very good. When you put it into terms, there's other games, maybe this one behind it. No, here we go. Here's a random thing that I have. This is Game Shark game codes. This is like some random thing for the PlayStation 2. This might be ranked 35,000 in video games. And I've seen video games all the way into 80,000. So if you have something ranked under 4,000, it means it's a pretty good seller. It's going to sell pretty fast. 10,000, it's an all right seller. 20,000, you're starting to push it. 30,000, you're going to have to wait a little while for it to sell. Now for books, you could have something. Now for books, the category is much bigger, right? So you could have a book ranked 80,000, like I said, which is on the high end for video games. But because there's so many more books on Amazon, that's an amazing rank. Books go up into 10, 15 million. So you have different ranks for different categories. There's lists on Google that you can just type in Amazon FBA sales rank lists, and you'll be able to see what's like the top 1% of sellers, top 3% of sellers based on the rank per category. There's automotive, health and beauty, household, all these things, and it'll definitely help you really take a grasp on what kind of things sell well on Amazon when you're scanning in the thrift store or even in a retail store. Chad says, what kind of lighting do you use when taking pictures of your clothes? So you can see this mannequin sitting right over there. That is just a mannequin I hang up on the wall. The lighting that you see me in right now is the exact lighting that I use for taking pictures. It's just a light up here. It's actually missing the dome that goes over the light. So it's just 3 light bulbs sticking into the ceiling right now. And I just use the natural light. I use my phone camera, Samsung Galaxy S7, and my girlfriend also takes pictures for me, and she has a Samsung Galaxy Note 8. So we just take pictures on the phones, list them just like that. Works beautifully. Now, some colors, I believe it's yellow and blue, or one of the colors, comes off kind of weird depending on the light. It makes the background look really yellow and the color look really faded. So what you can do is transfer it over to your computer, pop it up in Photoshop, white out the background, upload it to eBay. It only takes an extra couple minutes. So there's that. Petasan says he's seen video games ranked over 100,000. So I've never actually seen a video game ranked over 100,000, and I've been selling video games since the beginning, since I very first started. I've sold lots and lots of video games. Guys, it's actually kind of not good. I recommend diversifying and selling some video games, selling some electronics, selling some CDs, selling some clothing. I recommend selling all these different things, and I think it was 82% of my sales last year were video games. I do not recommend doing that. That's actually not very smart, because you really want to diversify in case something happens to your category, and just in case something happens. I see the trend with video games is going more digital now, so my number is definitely going to be coming down. Just trying to learn and to build into different categories. I recommend doing that. All right, let's see what we got. Sorry, I got indigestion right now. Okay, True Web Deals. Have you listed some of your death pile or slow moving inventory in lots on eBay? I've been selling items in lots, and it helps to move inventory, and the price point makes more sense. So I've tried it and never had luck. My death pile inventory, so I have this one little experiment I'm doing. Maybe I'll make a YouTube video on it. It could be kind of cool to document it. I have a bunch, so I bought so many Tommy Bahamas over the years. And when I first started buying clothing, I didn't look it over as well as I should have. And I have a pile of about six to eight, maybe even more than that, Tommy Bahamas that have stains on them and wear on them, missing buttons, even holes, cigarette burns, all these things, right? They're in not great shape, but they're wearable, right? So I'm thinking about putting them in a lot once I get about 10 of them. Putting them in a lot for $100. That's $10 a shirt. $100 free shipping. I got 10 of them. They'll probably fit into a medium flat rate. It's going to cost me, what, $11 to ship it. So I figure I would do that. I'm not gonna make any money on it because of these are bad buys, but at least I'll recoup my money and hopefully get rid of them. I don't know if this method is gonna work, so I think it'd be kind of fun to make a video like that. Let's see, we got Joyce Scott. Hey Jesse, watching you every night from hard hitting New Britain. Awesome, man. That yeah, or not man, but woman. That is the other part of Connecticut. I'm in a completely different part. But one day I will get up to the nerve to jump into the reseller pool. Keep posting great stuff. Yeah, definitely. I recommend getting into it. It's hard work. It really is hard work. You always have to be hustling. You always got to be grinding. When you're a reseller, you always have to be hustling and grinding. Now, you look on YouTube and you see a bunch of these resellers. They do a lot of, marketing, and they create groups and they create courses and things like that. And guys, I don't blame them, and you shouldn't blame them either. When you see a reseller or somebody on YouTube that you follow that does eBay and Amazon, and then they start pushing a group and they start pushing a course, think about it like this. If they've been doing it for years, they have this expertise, and to be asked questions 100 times a day, usually the same questions, I get it all the time. And then to create just a course where somebody can pay what, like $49 or whatever for, and they have all the information right there, is so much easier to just say, hey, I have this course, you want to learn about this, bam. You want to join this, you want to join this group, bam. Because it kind of speeds up the process. So I don't fault people for that. I haven't done it. Not saying I wouldn't do it. I actually think when I first started my YouTube channel, I said I wouldn't do it. But the more you start to get into it, you realize, man, this is a hustle. And the more popular, the bigger you get on YouTube and in social media, you get a lot of questions. I get questions on Instagram, Twitter. I don't even tweet anymore. I don't even have Twitter on my phone. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Questions coming in every single day, guys. We're talking, dozens of questions per day, and that's just in messages, not including my comments. It's crazy. There's no way I could ever answer them all. It would take up my entire day. So that's why a lot of these people create courses and create these things. And so don't fault those people, guys. I see a lot of hate going around. People saying, "Oh, don't do that. That's crazy. Why would I ever pay for this?" You don't have to pay for it. Nobody's telling you to pay for it, but actually, probably some are. I don't know. I'm getting off track. Do I sell on Mercari? I have sold on Mercari. That's Jason Reidinger. I do, or I have sold on Mercari. I buy on Mercari. I haven't even bought on Mercari in a little while, to be completely honest. So, no, I don't mess with Mercari very much now. Sometimes I look, but it's tough for me. I was looking at a Poshmark. I don't know. I'm a one-man operation here. Working on eBay, Amazon, Merch by Amazon, and YouTube is kind of a full-time thing. It's hard to keep branching out into all these different sectors. But I have done Mercari. I think it's a decent platform. I just don't do it that much. Digging It V says, do I ship most of my items through USPS? Yeah, I ship 99% of my items through USPS. That's because, on eBay it is. On Amazon, I do FBA, Fulfillment by Amazon, so that all goes to the UPS store. I ship it in this big box, and they all go to UPS. For eBay, I ship everything the post office. So all this clothing and stuff like that, I put into a poly mailer, which I don't have any near. Oh, I do actually. Look at that. I got these poly mailers, which are linked down below. Shameless plug, but I have these things linked down below. They're just these little poly mailers. Stick my clothing into them, and I ship them off. They usually weigh under a pound, so it costs me less than $4 almost every time to ship for eBay. Thielman66 found Polaroid Sun 600 LMS thrifting for $2. Should be making 30 off of it. Yeah, so these Polaroid cameras, guys, you could probably get 30 if you wait out. There's a company, guys, and I'm gonna give you this tip, right? If you find a Polaroid, I wish I had one sitting next to me. I used to, and I think I just sold it. Any of those Polaroids that flip up, the 600 series, you find them, and I just got messaged by the company that buys them on eBay. They buy them in bulk, they refurbish them, and they sell them for an insane markup, right? It's called the Impossible Project, I believe. They have a set price of $28 that they'll pay for it. So they told me. So I priced mine at $29.99. They sent me a message saying the max we pay is $28, no hassle, you don't have to worry, we'll pay you right away. So I sent them a message back with an offer for $28. They paid instantly. I shipped it off. I've never had a problem with them. Now, I will initially list my cameras for 30 bucks every single time, because sometimes they do sell for 30, but just know that you are almost guaranteed a sale at 28 bucks. I see a lot of people selling them for 20 to 25. I guarantee you'll get 28 within less than a day of listing it, guys. Every single time. Sometimes I've gotten as high as 35. That doesn't really happen as much anymore, but you're guaranteed 28, so I really, really recommend doing that. Look up Cliffhanger for the Game Boy, ranked 108,000. That's insane. Cliffhanger, I believe, is that Arnold Schwarzenegger video game. I'm pretty sure it's actually him holding onto a cliff. They had that game for the NES, and I believe that's a pretty high-ranked game also. Uh, Janine Mitriano says, if you're restricted on a product or category on FBA, will you ever be able to sell in that category in the future? Yeah, 100%. So a lot of these categories that you're restricted in, you could probably get unrestricted in tonight if you really want to. So I don't know the exact link, but if you go to Google, and this is what I do every single time because I never remember the link. If you go to Google and you type in Amazon FBA brand restrictions, right? Click on one of the links there, the one that redirects you to Amazon's actual website. It'll bring you to the whole list of things that are restricted: automotive, grocery, all these things. You could click on each one of them, and some of them will automatically approve you, like clothing and shoes, grocery, I believe. I don't know if they still are, luggage, watches, all these crazy things. And you can get auto approved. Now, there's certain brands that people get restricted in, like Nike, Under Armour, Puma. Now, for these certain things, Lego's another one. For these certain brands, when you're trying to list them, click when they're restricted. Try to click through. It says listing limitations or something like that. You could click on that and then submit a request to be approved. And a lot of these brands will auto approve you. That's a whole video for another time because you'd really have to walk step by step. But from that little information that I gave you, you might actually be able to get unrestricted in a few of these categories. I know it's not a lot of information. I'd really have to do a step by step breakdown. This is kind of like a off the cuff kind of, crazy video. But that's what I'd recommend doing. David Gonzalez says, is there really a lot of returns on Amazon, or is it basically the same as eBay? I want to start selling merchant fulfilled, but scared of the returns. So I find merchant fulfilled, you don't get as many returns as FBA on Amazon, but there's definitely a higher rate on Amazon than eBay. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You're for every 10 items you sell on eBay, you might get one return, and that's really pushing it. 10% is pretty freaking high. I'd say for every 100, let's go for 100. Every 100 items for me that I sell on eBay, I get 2 to 3 returns. That's kind of the high end, guys. I really don't get that many returns on eBay. And that's for people that are saying, shirt didn't fit, stuff like that, where they pay the restocking fee and everything. It's fine with me. Amazon, merchant fulfilled, every 100 items, I probably get 5 to 7 returned. And FBA, every 100 items, I'm probably getting a good 15 to 20, maybe even more than that returned. Amazon FBA, you get a lot more returns. People just don't want the item, and that's Amazon's guidelines. Hey, you could return it. That's fine. You're buying it through FBA. They could buy a video game. They could buy the Sonic game right here, play it for a week, be like, I didn't like it. Return to Amazon. Amazon will take the return. So you're going to get a lot more returns through Amazon, but you don't have to deal with that shipping cost back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, unless they say the game's damaged, and then you have to get it shipped back to you, look at it, say, oh, this looks fine, ship it back in. So then you got to pay for the shipping, but you're going to get more returns on Amazon. Door Fiesta, what's your most profitable item that I found this year? Oh my gosh. I sold a sealed was it a VCR or a DVD recorder? It was a sealed Sony VCR, I believe, or a DVD recorder. It was one or the other. Sold it for $799. So $800. I paid five or 10. $5 or $10. So that was definitely my most profitable this year, which was pretty sweet. I've sold a few things in the $800 range. I have yet to break $1,000 on a sale. I've sold probably 5 things in the $800 range. In the $500 range, probably like another 5. The $300 range, I've sold a crap load in the $300 range. And then the $100 range, I probably sell something worth $100 to $200, every couple days. Um, Connor says, I heard you can go to your local dollar store, pick up a certain things and resell them on Amazon. Yeah, there's a few items that you can pick up at dollar stores. The competition's pretty high. Maybe if it's a local item for you specifically, you can make some money on it. Honestly, I wouldn't mess with doing that. Just go to thrift stores. Moose 2012 says, has anyone been scammed by a customer? Yeah, so I've been scammed by a few customers. It happens, it doesn't happen as often as a lot of people say, but it does happen, and it sucks when it happens, but there's not much you can do. I mean, a scammer's gonna scam. It's the way it is. It's hard to avoid it. A scammer's gonna find a way to scam you, and it happens, it's not the end of the world. Uh, Oreo Kid, hello, buddy. I watch your videos every day, buddy. Keep it up. Thanks, man. I love that. I love when people watch my videos. That's why I make them. What do we got? True Web Deals for the $5 super chat. We got True Web Deals in all the time. I see him in so many people's YouTube videos, in the comments, in the live shows. So I just want to shout him out also because of that $5 super chat, which I absolutely love. Thank you so much, True Web Deals. Says, always look forward to your videos and live streams. Best wishes, Steven. So True Web Deals, his name is Steven. Hopefully I remember that. Cool. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. What do we got? I am scrolling. LaMonica Childress says, are you ThriftSchool on eBay? No, I'm not. So my most recent sales update video that I did, I posted, I actually think all my newest videos within the past 3 to 5 videos all have my YouTube or my eBay store linked in the description at the very bottom. You could click through that and see my eBay store. So there you go. A lot of people were asking about it. I never did it. I never really cared to do that, but after about 100 and whatever videos I put out, I finally started putting my eBay store in my description. So it's there. Yeah, so there's that. What's going on, Moonlight Moolah? Jeff Bridges. Hey, love the videos. What does family think of you being a full-time reseller? Also, how are you liking your Nintendo Switch? What games have I been playing? So the family. So my dad knows. He understands. He asks me how business is going, and I always say, it's going good. I don't really dive deep into it with anybody. My extended family, they understand. They know what I'm doing. Some of them say, hey, it doesn't happen that much anymore. It used to happen. They'd say, hey, oh, do you still need a job? Like, oh, you don't actually work. So I was getting that for a while. My mom, she totally supports it. She knows exactly what I'm doing, which is cool. And it's mostly like the extended family, the people that you don't talk to a lot. They go, oh, you're still selling on eBay? Hey, I got this thingamajig that might be worth some money. You want to sell it for me? Or just stuff like that. And people just think that you're sitting at home doing nothing. I mean, I do sit at home and do nothing a lot of times, to be completely honest. But it is more than just that. And a lot of not only extended family, but extended friends also think the exact same thing. So it's something, if you're a new reseller and you're afraid of that, don't worry about it. A lot of family and a lot of friends kind of get over it pretty quick, and you don't have to worry about it that much. So that's just, something. And for the Nintendo Switch, I've been liking it. I just bought Super Mario Odyssey, so I've been playing a little bit of that. I've actually been playing Soma, this kind of survival game. I've been playing that the most. But I mostly play my PS4. I've been playing a lot of Bloodborne and Fortnite. Those are like my 2 main games. And Overwatch. Those are my 3 main games right now. Augusta National Masters golf hat. I purchased one today for $199 khaki color. So I've never sold a hat, but I've sold the shirts for 40 to 50 and up. So the hat should sell for a good amount of money. Don't worry about that. Pedesance really wants to get ungated in music. I've always been ungated in music, so I don't know how that's like. Mark Casarello, what's up, man? Haven't talked to you in a long time. How's it going, dude? Him and Valet Picker might hit up Central Connecticut tomorrow. Tomorrow's Monday. What am I doing tomorrow? Tomorrow I have to do some eBay listings. I really have to get a YouTube video up. I got a couple merch shirts to do. I was gonna do an FBA shipment. I don't know if I'm still going to do that. Clean the house. I got to clean the house. That's pretty important. So maybe I'd like to, because I really want to hang out and go on a nice little thrift trip. Steve S., Thrift School, how do you take pictures of your clothing? Do I have a mannequin? Yeah, I have this little hanging mannequin right here. He's, he's pretty cool. He's kind of flat. He's got open in the back, and he hangs right here on this, and he hangs right there on the wall. So he's my mannequin. That's what I use. Got him at Goodwill. Earthwise resale. If I wanted to start selling on Amazon, what item is good to start with? So I always tell people this. I think I started with this. I can't really remember what I started with, but it's the easiest thing to get into. Books. Gonna cost you very low. Very easy to find. There's an unlimited amount of them at almost every thrift store. Scan them all. It's gonna suck. You're gonna hate it. It's gonna be horrible in the beginning, right? You're gonna sit there and you're gonna scan one. It's not worth any money. You're gonna scan the 10th one. This isn't worth any money. You could even scan the 40th one. You're gonna be like, none of this is worth any money. Doesn't matter. Scan 100 straight, okay? If you're brand new to Amazon FBA, scan 100 straight. I guarantee you'll find at least one, if not 10, right? So I guarantee you'll find one, unless your thrift store is in the certain district. Now, there's different districts per Goodwills, so maybe you'd have to go to a little secondhand thrift store. Some Goodwills sell valuable stuff on eBay, so you got to, or on Amazon, so you got to be careful with that. I live in Connecticut. They don't sell online here yet. They might. So here I could scan 100 books and definitely find one. It's gonna suck. It's gonna take a long time. But if you're never have sold on eBay or on Amazon FBA, I highly recommend doing that, guys. It's the most monotonous and the most boring, but it will really teach you how to scan things, how to read the rankings, and how to list things. It's very easy to sell books. So it's boring, but it'll be the best way to do it. Joyce Scott, would I ever open a brick and mortar store? I'd love to, but I don't think I would. And if I did, would it be consignment, pawn, or thrift? So it wouldn't be consignment because that's annoying. A thrift store would be really cool because you get all your inventory for free. A pawn shop, I would do more of a buy and sell shop, kind of like Craigslist Hunter. Because a pawn shop, you have to deal with the whole pawn laws and all this crazy stuff. I'd rather do like a buy, sell, trade shop, kind of exactly like Craigslist Hunter. I feel like that's probably the best way to go. Also a thrift store, but you're going to get a lot of junk with a thrift store. You're going to get a lot less junk with a buy, sell, trade store. And you could run, your eBay and Amazon out there. So let's say you want to expand your inventory. Instead of getting a small warehouse or a small office space, try getting a small storefront, right? You could store all your stuff in one half and have a little storefront in the front. Sell some stuff, get some stuff brought in for free, buy some stuff through your store so you could do all your local pickups there so it's not sketchy in your own house. And that could be an interesting way to do it. Only if you're really expanding. That's what I've thought of. Fuzzy Lumpkins, top three thrift places in Connecticut. I live here too. I don't really have a top 3 places. I mostly thrift the west side of Connecticut, and I'd say the best towns that I go to are Danbury, Brookfield, and Waterbury. Those would be the 3 best places. I don't really have a favorite thrift store here in Connecticut, to be honest. A lot of thrift stores here kind of suck. Kara Irway, most profitable for me was 3 weeks ago. I found a Mont Blanc pen and ink set valued at $3,500. Holy cow, that's insane. I love that. Roman, what are the fees to sell on Amazon? Are they higher than eBay fees? Yeah, they are higher, but a lot of people don't understand this, guys, and I really want to break this down for you. People say, okay, I'm selling on eBay, I'm selling on Amazon, or I sell on eBay and I want to sell on Amazon, but the fees are crazy, and then people call eBay Feebay and all this crazy crap. And to be completely honest, guys, Amazon's fees, yeah, they're going to be higher, but think about how much you're saving on shipping. Now, this is if you're doing Amazon FBA. Fulfillment by Amazon. You're sending the stuff off to Amazon. You got, these video games here. One video game to ship, the cheapest on eBay is going to be $2.66, right? So let's say the fees are 12%. That's 10% for eBay, 2% for PayPal. $2.66 to ship on top of it. Now, let's say on Amazon, the fees are 18% or almost 20%. but you're shipping 30 games in a box, a tiny little box. It costs you $4 to ship all 30 games. You're paying like less than a quarter to ship each game. So you end up paying like the same amount of fees. And a lot of people don't understand that. And that's what I always try to explain to people. If you're selling FBA, yeah, the fees are higher, but you're saving on the shipping cost. And you're saving on the packing fees and the packing material and all this stuff that adds up. And I just think it's a better way to do business. I don't know. Everybody has their own way to do it. Roman, also are individual account selling fees, are they higher on Amazon compared to professional selling fees? I don't think so. I think they're the same. Jan P, do I ever get negative comments on the products I sell? Does this affect my seller rating? So, okay, on the products I sell, it doesn't really matter since they're thrifted products. I don't have a lot of I don't do any private label, so I don't have to worry about that. Now I do merch by Amazon, which is kind of like private label because you have your own product. I've had a couple with bad reviews, and that does affect for sure. But for my own seller account, anything negative that pops up on there, it can affect sales. I haven't really noticed. Maybe that's why my sales are down. I don't know. I haven't checked my rating in a little while. I know my eBay rating's fine, so I don't have any issues there. Ryan says, "What is my Fortnite name?" You started a week ago. My Fortnite name is Elite STRRTS, and that's on PlayStation 4. Yeah, Ryan. Jason says, I make $300 profit a week just selling books. Great profit margins. I totally agree. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, David says, don't forget to like. That is 100% correct. We got like 75 people in here and only 25 likes. So what is going on, guys? I'm going to try and bang out these questions as fast as I can. We're going through a lightning round, okay? Here we go. Do I ever buy from Habitat for Humanity Restore? I got like one in Connecticut. Went to it once. Didn't like it. Went to one in Florida. Didn't like. Actually, I bought like 2 things there. It was all right. And that's it. We don't have many here, so I don't really go to them. So I don't really know. Britt says, have I ever had a question for you for a while? Now so glad we caught you live. You never give me the question. All right. Do I sell women's lingerie? Ryan says. No, I don't. I don't sell any women's lingerie. Our Arbitron 909 says, do I sell on Poshmark or Mercari? Never sold on Poshmark. Sold on Mercari. It was all right. Never had an issue. Don't do it anymore. Jason says, I sell on eBay, Mercari, Amazon, FBA. That wasn't a question, but yeah, I highly recommend diversifying and selling on a bunch of different platforms. Don says, okay, how do I do FBA? It's confusing. That is a hugely loaded question. It's almost impossible to explain right now. I might have a video on it. I can't remember, which is not good, but Planet Alyssa, guys. She doesn't have maybe she has a huge following. I don't know. I haven't watched one of her videos in a while. Sorry, Planet Alyssa, but her videos are great. She mostly did Etsy and merch by Amazon, but she also did FBA, fulfillment by Amazon. I didn't know how to do FBA. She put out a 5-part or a 3-part video series on how to do Amazon FBA. Highly recommend it. That's exactly how I learned, guys, by watching her do it, and I just copied it step by step. Totally recommend checking out Planet Alyssa, and then type in FBA afterwards, I guess. That's how I found it. That was the best way for me to do it. Carol says, I sent out an order and it was undeliverable because the customer gave eBay the wrong address. What are you responsible for? That's a pain. I've had that happen before. I can't really remember how it ended. I can't remember how it ended. I'm sorry. But yeah, that sucks when that happens. Sometimes you're out of the product. Sometimes you gotta wait for it to be returned to you. Maybe somebody else took it. It's the customer's fault. So you shouldn't be out of money at all. The customer sent you the wrong address. That's on them. Worst comes to worst, eBay should say, hey, they gave you this address. You shipped it to the address within the time frame. It's not your fault. You're not going to be, if anything happens to your account, if that money gets taken out, call eBay, fight it, you'll get the money back. I promise. Don't worry about that. Steve says, what's my favorite thing to flip? Video games and sealed anything. because it's so easy. Sealed board games, sealed toys, sealed video games, sealed CDs. Anything that's sealed is my favorite to flip because it's easy. I scan it in. Cool. I'm going to make this much money. Usually there's not going to be a hassle because it's sealed. Nobody cares. Bam, ship it off. That's like my favorite thing to do. Uh, yes, you do have to label the items you send in. You have to label every single item. Roman says, you're making great videos in thrift stores. Keep it up. In Cleveland, prices in Goodwill are lower on clothing. Maybe I'll come to Cleveland. I've been to Ohio. I didn't really like it. I just drove through Ohio, so sorry. I don't know if I don't like it. I think I stopped at a Chipotle in Ohio, and it tasted different than Connecticut, so I didn't like that. Um, I yeah, I try to do walkthroughs, guys, and this is, something I want to tell you guys. I do a lot of live walkthrough, not live, well, yeah, they're usually live, but I also do, ride along videos. I go into a thrift store, into a Goodwill, Salvation Army, Savers, and I film in there. Guys, it's insane. Over the past month, I've been told to stop filming, and I've been doing this for years. Never once in my life have I been told to stop filming in a thrift store. In the past month, I've been told to stop at least 4 times by either customers, management, or somebody. It's insane. And not only in thrift stores, I got told to stop filming in a Petco. I got told, because I was just filming my girlfriend walking around. We were just filming, having fun, right? She was just walking around. And it was kind of like, it was either Instagram or Snapchat. And this guy freaked out at me and told me, it was a worker. He told me to stop and I can't be filming in here. Blah. I'm like, oh, sorry. Like, just making an Instagram video. I don't know. And then the other one, I was in Red, White, and Blue thrift store in Waterbury. I tried to do a live video on YouTube, and I was completely live. And this guy freaked out at me and said he was going to call the cops on me. I went to Torrington Goodwill, which is in Connecticut, and somebody came from the back out and said I can't film in there. She stood right next to me and just watched me until I stopped filming. There was another also. I think it was just like in a little thrift store. I can't really remember, but I think there was 4. I feel like there was 4, and it's all within like a 1 month radius. It was insane, guys. So I've been kind of a little afraid to film inside of places. I've never had the issue before, and then all of a sudden I start having an issue. People are like, "You can't film," and I'm like, "Whoa, sorry." So that's kind of why I haven't put out a ride-along video. I've been doing more videos sitting here talking because of this freaking issue, and it's just like it gets me a little paranoid. So I'll try to do them again. I have hidden spy glasses, but the quality is not that good, and you can't hear sound, so I'd have to do a voiceover. It's a lot of work. So I might do that. Oh, Jason learned from Planetless as well. Oh, awesome. That's great. What's my return rate since eBay changed return policy? It's the exact same. I haven't had any extra returns because of it. Yeah, Steve, a lot of people are afraid to send new items into FBA because they don't have wholesale receipts. I know a lot of people that are afraid of that. I think Resell Rabbit doesn't do that anymore because of that reason. I still do it. It's... I don't know. I can't really give advice in that sector, but I know a lot of people that are afraid. Tom says, I sold a phone and said in the description, phone will not turn on for me. Just stopped turning on one day. Selling for parts or repair. Now the guy wants to a refund because the screen flickers. Is eBay going to side with him, or is that considered buyer's remorse? It could be considered both. You'd have to fight it. You're going to have to call and talk to them. It's really up to eBay. It could go either way. I'm sorry, but it really could go either way. I've had issues like that before where I have to suck it up and take the return, and it sucks because you're not going to make any money. So a lot of times I just tell the buyer to keep it. Or if the buyer is dead set on returning it, be like, hey, if the screen flickers, I was selling for parts and repair. Would you be willing to take, a 50% pay cut, or like, if you sold for $40, hey, I'll knock 15, $20 off. One of those, and see what you can do to try and save yourself the hassle of shipping and all that, and try to come out on top by like $1, right? That's really your best bet at this point. You could try to fight it through eBay first, but I can't recommend. I can't say it's gonna help. What is the app that you are using on the phone to scan barcode? What is the exact name of this app? It's Amazon Seller app. I think you just type in Amazon Seller on the App Store and you'll see it. It'll be a big A with a black background. You'll see it. Jan P says, Do I get inventory from clearance sales inside of retail stores? Yeah, sometimes. Not that much, but I do. Jason says, Tom L, call eBay and talk to them about it. Yeah. Uh, Kara says, customer gave us wrong address, sent back because, yeah, okay, yeah. So the whole customer wrong address thing, that is a pain. Sometimes you gotta deal with it. It's just, yeah, that's the way it is. But eBay can definitely be helpful. You call them, you talk to them. Sometimes the rep's not gonna be the best. You gotta call back, talk to another one. Just the way it goes with eBay, Amazon, even Mercari, all these apps, right? All these platforms. You gotta talk through a few people. Not everybody's gonna be the same. Sometimes you gotta get escalated up to higher authority, and that's just the way it is. So I'm gonna end it here, guys. 40 minutes is way over the time frame I wanted to do this for. I feel like these videos get a little long whenever anybody does one, so I'm going to end it here now. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you do have any questions, leave them down below in the comments. If you aren't subscribed to me, definitely recommend it. I mean, of course I'd recommend it. It's my channel. Like this video if you haven't already. Definitely helps out the channel, helps the video get viewed more, which in turn gives me motivation to make more videos. That's pretty much it. I was right about to leave. Somebody was upset because I didn't read their question. I might have scrolled past it. I didn't see anything important. So I am heading out now, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Thrift School, signing out. See ya.